As an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
Hello, and welcome to My Empty Hands, a podcast about the martial arts, typically focused on Kempo, but we give love to all the martial arts around here. I am your host, Reggie Darden, and I have another wonderful guest with me today. And I said that I was probably going to butcher her name, and I'm gonna try and get it right this time. Kerri Timinski.
You got it.
All right. So yeah, we're going to get into her story and whatever other rat holes that we get onto. That's what we'll do. As always, I always start things off with just a little bit of my background. I currently train in 5 different martial arts at this point: American Kempo, Capoeira, Hapkido, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and Muay Thai. I also have some experience with boxing and Taekwondo. So like I always say with the podcasts and work and training, I stay busy, but I have fun with it. And yeah, we'll just keep the martial arts train going there. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And of course, my dog is chiming in. So if you hear the squeaking, then we're just gonna push on through, and I'll see if I can get her to stop at some point. But yeah, that's we're off to a fun start. So here we go. So let's turn it over to our esteemed guest here and tell us how did the martial arts find you? Where did it all start? And we'll just take it from there.
Okay, so I have always loved martial arts. I remember the first time I saw Karate Kid 2, the one where they go to Japan. I was 4 years old, and I have been spellbound by martial arts ever since. I always wanted to join martial arts. I grew up very poor, and there weren't community programs near me, so it was not until much later that I got started. I finally took my first jump in college, honestly, because of a boy. There was a boy in my
nothing wrong with that.
There's a boy in my art class that I had a big crush on, and he was a second dan in Tang Sudo. And in talking, I found out that by then, the main academy that he was affiliated with had a satellite campus at my local Y. So I didn't join just because of him, but like that was my final push to make myself do something I had wanted for years. I absolutely loved it. I trained to 5th Gup in Tang Sudo, which, if you don't know, is about halfway to black belt. Unfortunately, life got in the way. Some things got in the way. The kind of final nail in that chapter was my father passing. He had just started training with me there about 6 months before, and it was too hard to go back. So I left martial arts behind for over 20 years. The bug never left me. A very good friend of mine had started training at a local Taekwondo school, and I'm watching her videos and her pictures and seeing her competition trophies, and the bug is just growing, and it's turning into a monster inside me. And then one day we went to an event together. Her academy was giving away a package for a raffle donation. I put all my money in that basket, lost. By some crazy, quirky turn of events, the owner of the school somehow won his own package and was like, I don't want this. And a friend of mine was like, I know somebody who really, really does, and it's her birthday. So that got me in the door, completely, instantly reignited my passion. And I've been there ever since. And now 4 of my 5 children are in there with me.
Fantastic, fantastic. I love those kind of stories for a number of reasons. Like I said, you know, how the martial arts found you. It's always, I would say in the time that I've been doing this show, it's kind of very rarely that I see people kind of choose the martial arts that they're in. There's always circumstances that a lot of my guests kind of accidentally fell into it, and then it became their life, their livelihood, their career, you know, whatever the case is. And even with those that like you started and then had to stop and then came back, I'm in that well. I guess I'm sort of in that boat, at least for one of the systems that I train in. I had a long gap between schools, but yeah, I've been pretty much involved in the arts all my life. But yeah, it was always calling to me, and to get back into the training that I'm in now. Yeah, it was a lot of days and nights thinking about it, and oh yeah, well, I need to get back to it, and of course life gets in the way, and so that kind of derailed some of my plans, but got back into it, and you know, just keep on going. So I like
I'm
that.
glad for you that you did. I love your martial arts resume. I'm so jealous of it. I have a little bit of cross training. I cross train Muay Thai now. I've been doing that for about 6 months. That same friend that got me into Taekwondo, she cross trained. She moved to a Muay Thai school. She just fell in love with that style. I love them both for different reasons, so I'm doing that as well. But I've always wanted to learn capoeira. There is nothing near me. I'm very jealous of you.
Yeah, it's still kind of niche. I mean, there's still a lot of schools, and um, I don't know. We'll talk offline, and we'll see if we can't get you connected with somebody, even if it's kind of a virtual setup or something. At least get you exposed. That's kind of one of the things. I guess I don't. Here comes rat hole number one, but with all of the, at least from my point of view, all of the problems that arose from COVID and shutdowns and things like that, definitely one benefit to it is that there was people learned how to, schools and teachers and stuff learned how to do things remotely. So now there's a lot more options for that sort of thing. Of course, in my opinion, nothing beats actually being there. But if, any port in the storm, you go with what you have available. So if remote is all that's available, then you work with what you got. And
Absolutely.
but yeah, thanks to the shutdown and stuff, there's more opportunities for that. So yeah, we'll see if we can't make that happen for you. But yeah, I'm just like the Pringles. You can't eat just one. I just can't say no when it comes to training in different arts. And I've said before that cross training is not for everybody. I think that you should at least be exposed to it, but the timing kind of has to be right. If you're just a beginner, yeah, I don't recommend training 5 different arts at the start of your training. But yeah, it just kind of depends, and it also kind of depends on the systems a little bit and the people. I mean, I would probably not really recommend training 2 different versions of karate and Taekwondo or something at the same time, but mixing it up with something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and karate or whatever, something that where they're very different, then
You don't have to
it's a
worry
little
about
bit
code
easier.
switching.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
I have enough of that with Muay Thai. I get into a stance like, why are you so bladed? Because my Taekwondo school it's a very much a sports school. It's a competition school. So it's, we train for point sparring, which is very different than Muay Thai. So I'm always like super bladed and they're like, why are you so bladed? And then oh yeah, Taekwondo.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah.
I can't imagine how tricky that would be if I was like fresh out with both of them. It's hard enough as it is.
Yeah, exactly. So going back to the original Tangsudo school, so you said you got roughly about halfway to black belt.
Mhm.
At that time, did you get into since you're at a very competition school now? Was there any sort of competition in your early training?
Yeah, we did. An in-house tournament was all I had ever done. I had done it twice. I love competing. I did pretty well. Enough to want to keep doing it. And same for right now. Forms was always my favorite. I love the artistry and the stylism of it. But I you know what? I'm competition Pringles. Like I just want to try them all. Like every event I can compete in, I want to, even if I get destroyed. I mean, you learn the best through losing, honestly. So,
Oh yes, I agree.
so
I mean,
yeah, I tried it all. Did very well in forms, did okay in breaking, all right in sparring, all right. But definitely an area where I need to grow. I tend to be too in my head. Tend to think about what I should have done back then instead of what I should be doing right now.
yeah. I think we all are our worst critic, or we judge ourselves a little bit too hard. At least I know that I do. I've only been in a handful of tournaments, and that was back in the day. And like I like to say, I believe I was disqualified from every one of them. So that's 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 how I roll. But and then the one jiu-jitsu tournament that I've done so far, I got armbarred pretty quick. So that's just how it goes. So I've got some designs to get back into it and at least try it again. But uh, with everything going on and injuries and things like that, as you get older, it's a little harder to recover
Oh,
from stuff. So I'm
you are
still
not
kind of dealing with
kidding.
some of that.
You are not kidding.
So yeah. So with your training now and the competing now, is still the same events, or
So far, I've just competed in my schools. I say in-house, but they're the host. It's an invitational, and it's a fairly good size one. I do go to a very well respected school. So I competed last year for the first time. Still as a white belt. I actually took silver in forms was the only event I was eligible for because I was still a white belt. And I actually took silver with it's the most basic form ever. It's called four-way block punch kick. It is two combos. The first combo is just a block and reverse front punch. The second combo is a rear leg front kick and reverse front punch. And you do that 8 times. You just rotate quarter turns in a circle 8 times. And I took silver. And this year I did forms. I was supposed to do traditional weapons, but I missed it because I was watching my kids. I did breaking, and I did not spar because I was nursing an injury that I didn't feel safe sparring in. I was the only competitor in forms, so I took a default gold, but that did send me to the grand championships, and I got the second highest score. That's not worth the trophy, you know, in grands, only the grand takes it, but it did make me feel like my gold was maybe not as much of a participation trophy as I had felt at first. And I did not do well in breaking.
Gotcha.
I'm
Well,
thinking
you
going
know,
my goal is
uh,
this winter. I want to go to the World Cup, John Chung's World Cup in Virginia. Our school is very closely tied to them. John Chuck is my sabunim. He actually comes to our in-house tournament and our Christmas party. So I know that's a big goal, but I really want to compete at World Cup. Even if I get trashed, I just want to be there for the experience.
Gotcha. Oh, well, it's interesting that you mentioned John Chung. He is someone that I have been trying to get on the show, but little, I don't know, he's maybe a little bit too big time for me. But I don't know if you're familiar with the show Kitty Kai.
I am my studio was featured in that. The red belt who not red belt, the red uniform, the master who was going for his 6th degree black belt test, Master Ellickson. That is my school, Ellickson's Taekwondo in Boyertown. The Ellickson kids that were featured very heavily on that season. I train with all of them. I see them all the time. They are such wonderful children. They're barely even children anymore, honestly. They're young, definitely young adults. They're like almost grown, and they're all incredible people. But yeah, my school and my master were featured on there. My kids and I love watching that season because we get to see some of our, you know, our instructors and some of our contemporaries before we started training there when they were much younger, much lower belts. It's we love that show.
Oh, fantastic! Well, then it's a small world, and I'm going to do a little shameless self promotion for myself. So I have had two of the teachers on my show as a previous guest, Cliff Kitchen and Sifu Mark. Ooh, gosh, yeah, Sifu Mark. Oh gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. But yes, two of the teachers I have had on. Cliff Kitchen actually did a second episode with him at time of recording here. It hasn't been released, but that is coming soon. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to speak with them, and I'm still working on the other two teachers that are featured on that show. So. Yeah, small world here. I like it.
I hope you get the full collection. Grandmaster Chung he's such an amazing person. He touched my heart so much. He came to our Christmas party, and my son was still a very new student there. So I was like, Pastor Chung, Kitty from Kitty Kai. And he got so excited, asked for a picture with him. Of course he said yes. He was like, "You're awesome." And he said, "No, your mom is awesome. You should have seen her at my seminar last year. You should have seen how high her leg." It was literally the first time I had ever met the man, and I was a white belt. There were 50 people, maybe not 50, maybe like 30 people in that seminar. The fact that he remembered me to actually give my son details about me at this last tournament, I was literally on my way out the door leaving. I was walking out and he was walking in, and he stopped me to tell me how much more my form has improved since last year. Like the fact that he even knows who I am when he's literally met me, I could count on one hand and have fingers to spare. He's such an incredible person. I hope you get a chance to interview him. I have no ends, but if I ever get one, I promise I'll give you a plug.
Right on. I like it. So kind of going back to the tournament part, you mentioned not getting to do the weapons part. What was your weapon of choice that you got to compete with that?
It isn't choice at this point. It's just at my belt level. Nunchucks is the standard weapon in our studio. And it was a bummer. I'll tell you, the reason I had started it, I had just started a nunchucks class, and my favorite instructor, and I love them all, I truly do, but my favorite instructor was working with me, and I was doing really poorly. And he just gave me this look and was like, "You're better than this." And I was like, "Oh no, I can't disappoint him of all instructors." So I literally signed up that day for the event to force myself to just crush it, because I couldn't I couldn't take the feeling that of anybody that he would be the one I disappointed. And I didn't get to do the form, but I do know that I was ready and that I had put in the work, and I know I'm not disappointing him anymore. So that's my win.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, it's all about growing and improving, and yeah, we may not be where we want to be when we're starting out, or when we're trying a new section or new form or something like that. But it's all about putting in those reps, putting in that time, and you eventually get there, and you prove, and you have the open heart, the open mind, and yeah, just gotta keep training and keep going, and good things happen from there. So I like that. There was something else I was going to ask about the competition, but of course I don't write anything down. I don't take notes. I don't prepare for these conversations beforehand. So we'll just move on, and if I think of it later, I'll be sure to ask you. But I did want to go ahead and get into kind of, well, one of the reasons why I guess I should say the main reason that I had you on the show is I always like inspiring stories. I love to get everyone's stories and their origin stories and all of those things. But you caught my attention and happened to come across your Instagram feed, and I thought that you were a inspirational person, and I'm always interested in inspirational stories and whatnot, and then also just being able to kind of put yourself out there. For me, I've always been very, very shy. So the fact that I have a podcast seems pretty crazy to me, but even now, but yeah, I'm still get nervous every interview and everything like that. But yeah, let's go ahead and if you can tell us a little bit about your Instagram feed and your social feed, and how that all started, and what was the catalyst in getting you to start that up.
Sure. I mean, I honestly don't know at first. I just kind of wanted to share my journey. Again, a friend of mine, the same friend who had got me back into Taekwondo, she had started doing it, honestly, because she had affiliated with a brand, and she was promoting her brand. But, she had found a lot of joy in just kind of like sharing her story, sharing her life. And as I was watching her videos and her interactions with her kids and stuff, I really thought about that. There's this almost joke about how family pictures never include mom because she's always the one behind the camera. And I found that was very true in my own life. And so I just thought, someday, my kids are going to be grown and I'm going to have these videos of them. But what am I going to have of me to look back on it myself? So I just that's why I started just kind of sharing and just kind of putting myself in my own narrative. But then I really, again, I love martial arts. I love sharing martial arts. I love promoting martial arts. And fairly recently, I would say within the last 6 months or so, there's been a little bit of a shift where people are starting to, say to me like, "Oh, I wish I could do that like you. I wish I was brave enough." Especially women my age. I'm in my mid 40s, going, "Oh, I could never do anything like that at our age." And I'm like, "Yes, you can. You're half my size." And you absolutely can. So my mission has definitely focused, and my both of my pages, my TikTok especially, but both of them are really starting to kind of narrow in on kind of doing my best to buck that stereotype of what a martial artist is supposed to be, is supposed to look like, is, who can do it. And I think the video you found me, it went, my sister and I joke, we call it, we said it went sniffle cough. It didn't go all the way viral. But it was just a video of me doing that same basic form as a white belt, and then doing it again a year later, and just the improvement in my technique. As somebody who is very heavy, you can also see an improvement in, my conditioning and in my body shape. That wasn't my focus, but it quickly became the focus of a lot of other people. And yeah, so that one got a lot of attention, mostly positive. And a lot of other plus size martial artists coming out of the woodwork saying, you know what, don't listen to the haters. I did it. Second degree plus size, second dan plus size over here, which is super exciting. I think it's great to know that there's such, the martial arts community is so much larger and more diverse, and for every size, every age, every body type. So that's been really cool, and that's kind of really what my focus is now, specifically women 40 plus, heavy set. But really, martial arts is for everybody. Everyone belongs on the mat is like my new personal slogan.
Yeah, I agree. 1,000,000%. Everyone, I will borrow something from the page of the folks over at Whistle Kick, and they say that the world would be a better place if everyone trained martial arts for at least 6 months.
Absolutely, hands down.
So yeah, I'm a big fan of people training. Even if you don't stick with it your whole life, and you don't make it your life's mission or whatever, at least give it a shot. There's so many benefits to it, and yes, martial arts is really for everyone, and it doesn't matter your age or your size or any your economic status. There's something for everyone, and it doesn't matter the system. Just as long as you have find a good school or a good teacher, then that can meet your goals. That's what it's all about. It's not about this style is better than that style, or I can do this kick, or I can do this board break, or whatever the thing is. It's like there's all kinds of different reasons to train, but I think we're all better off if we get some of that training. So yeah, and like many say, that the hardest belt to get is the white belt, is getting started. That is the hard part, getting off the couch, or getting off of the social media, phones, whatever thing that is distracting you, and just getting out there, finding a teacher, finding a school, and getting started is yeah, it is the hardest part. And once you get in the door, then the hardest battle is over. So yeah, anywhere you can get that inspiration is important. So yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. And I would add to that, if you take that step and you go to a school and it turns out it's not the right one for you, does not mean martial arts is not right for you. There's nothing wrong with shopping around like you do for anything else in your life. You don't buy the first car, you don't buy the first house. Maybe the dojo or dojang or studio, whatever your style calls it, maybe that's not the right one for you, but that's not a reason to shut down and give up on the idea of it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's something that I like to say. I had heard it on a different show, but it really got me thinking. And the person said that don't be afraid to quit, and it wasn't on kind of the face of it. It sounds like, oh well, that doesn't sound very motivational. He wasn't talking about quitting because, oh well, this form is too hard, so now I'm going to quit. No, he was referring to if you're at the wrong school, if you're with the wrong teacher, then it's okay to find another teacher, find another school. Um, there is a lot of, I don't know, I guess you could say blind loyalty in the martial arts. And a lot of times people feel like they have to stick with the one that brought you, the first school that you go to, or maybe you've trained for a while and you've got that black belt, or you're at a brown belt or red belt or whatever it is before you get to the quote unquote top. Feel like you have to stay with that teacher, you have to stay with that school. And even if you started off and they were meeting your needs, but then your needs change and things change, it's okay to say, you know what, I need to find a different school, I need to find a different teacher. Maybe they're doing something bad and you need to get out of there. Maybe they're doing everything right, but it's just no longer the right fit. But so it's okay to go to something else, or if you have to take a break for your mental health, or life gets in the way, work gets too crazy, whatever the case is, it's okay to say, all right, well, I need to take this time to step away, or I need to find another place. And yeah, we can't be afraid to take that step if we need it.
Absolutely. Martial arts is a beautifully enriching thing, but if you're in a place in your life where physically, if you're in a place, like if you're in the wrong school, or if even within yourself you're in the wrong place where it's not enriching you, then you shouldn't be doing it either there or then, as the case may be. Find a place physically and within yourself that's enriching you.
Gotcha. So now let's move to the teaching side. So within either your current training or your previous training, have you had the opportunity to do any teaching, or are you doing any teaching? And if so, how did that go about? Did you have aspirations to do that, or if you're not teaching, are you looking to do that in the future?
Yeah, I would really I'm looking very forward to teaching. I've done little bits here and there. I did not in Tang Sudo at all. I didn't teach. I have not really officially taught in my Taekwondo school, but an interesting part of my journey is I was a white belt for a whole year because I was literally too big to fit the uniform. And, that area of being traditional is really big on in my school, which I fully understood and supported. Lots of people, even a few within the dojang, but certainly within my own life, was like, that's stupid. That's not fair. Who cares? It's just clothes. But, I understand that what that uniform represents and what that tie to tradition and what standing in uniformity and solidarity with my fellow students means. So I'm not going to say it didn't frustrate the bejesus out of me, because it did, but I was never wavering in my understanding of that concept. But in my school, it generally takes, give or take, everyone's journey is different, generally takes somewhere between 6 weeks and 3 months to promote out of white belt. So doing it for a whole year, there was only so many times we could perfect, my wrist position or my ankle. So when other students were coming up, another interesting thing about my school is you don't start at a white belt, you start at a no belt. You start with no belt at all. You even have to earn your white belt. And they let me that was the wiggle room. And I don't think I would have survived if I had stayed at no belt for a whole year. So they let me gain my white belt. That usually just takes a couple weeks. It's just kind of long enough to show that you're really in it. There's a very basic form you learn, really just some of the terminology and the standards. So it did get to the point where, when there were new students, they would have me kind of teach them that no belt form, or work with, white belts on their white belt form, because I just had it so pat. And they just as much as they needed help with, teaching some of these newer belts so that they could help people with more advanced techniques, they needed something for me to do. And
Exactly.
I really enjoyed it. I think I did a good job. The teachers always were kind of watching out of the corner of their eye because I wasn't an official teacher. I always got positive feedback on how I did as an instructor, and I'm really looking forward to doing that more. I know as part of black belt testing, we're required to do a certain number of hours teaching because giving back is a big part of that process.
Very nice, very nice. Well, yeah, you got something to look forward to. I've taught capoeira for quite a few years, and I've I'm getting into more teaching in the Kempo side of things, but it's always been a really enjoyable experience, and I like being able to help others, and I get a little not gonna lie, I get a little selfish kick from seeing the students improve, and knowing that I was able to help be a part of that. So yeah, something to look forward to. So you are, I'm trying to think here, but I believe that you are in a unique position in this next piece here. So something that I ask my guest is, since there isn't a standard on what it means to be a black belt, what it takes to earn a black belt, and just kind of the overall thoughts on being a black belt, I asked my guests what their thoughts are surrounding that. Now, I believe that you will be my first guest that is not a black belt to answer this question. So we will have this down for posterity, and then once that day comes when you are a black belt, we'll have you back on, and you can re-answer the question, see if your thoughts change. But in your mind, what does it mean to be a black belt? What does it take to earn a black belt? And just kind of any kind of thoughts that you have surrounding being a black belt. And there's of course no right or wrong answers. It's all individual, but just curious as to what your thoughts are surrounding the coveted black belt.
I'm so glad you asked me that, because that very question has really been circulating around my mind a lot lately. Partially because my school just had its round of black belt testing. We only do black belt testing twice a year. So we just had our spring black belt test, and it was the first one that I got to witness where I was watching a student that I came up with. Like, obviously he was about where I am now when I started. So he was the first person that I've seen actually kind of like really come up. Everybody else was already almost there by the time I saw them test. So that's really had me thinking about it a lot. And the video where you found me, again, a lot of people were, a lot of really kind comments saying, you've got the heart of a black belt. Can't wait to see you cross that finish line. And I've only just started to believe that was the case. I really never saw myself reaching black belt because of my physical limitations. I wasn't, I'll just have fun getting as close as I can. And actually at that test, Master Ellickson made a point of saying, get here. He's like, you have it in you, get here. And he had never said that to me before. I'm sorry, I'm very emotional. I'm an emotional person.
That's okay. Let it happen.
So that combination, this has really been swirling in my head a lot. And I will say every school, every style has their own requirements, and I do respect that. I think that's important that the people, even if you don't maybe agree with what some of those requirements are, that again might be a question of whether or not that school or that style is right for you. But I think that those people who make those determinations, they've done that with a lot of care. So I really want to say that I support whatever any school says it takes to be a black belt. That's what it takes for them, and I do respect that. Within myself, if I was, in a position to whip up my own school and make my own requirements right now, I really do think what makes you a black belt is really internal. Physically, I think a lot of people say like you have to be like a full expert. You have to be you're you've mastered it. And I disagree with that respectfully. I think that's what master ranks are for. I think that's where, the black belt journey always continues from master to grandmaster. To me, as far as the physical technique proportion, I think it means that you're fully proficient. Maybe you haven't actually mastered every little bit because there's still so much room to grow and there's always perfecting to be done. But I would say physically, a black belt is somebody who's fully proficient. But I would say more than that, a black belt is somebody who really carries martial arts inside them. Like it's not something they do, it's a big piece of who they are. And I think in that there's an amount of giving that back to the world, whether it's in the form of teaching or even if it's just through social media videos and people are watching you be awesome and going, I want to do that, and that inspires them to walk through the door. Obviously perseverance, you always hear either a black belt is the one with the most scabs or the black belt is the one who just kept coming. There's a million catchphrases about how a black belt is just a white belt who put it in. Yeah, I think at this point, that would be my answer. Physically, somebody who is fully proficient, if not fully mastered in all of their techniques within their style, and somebody who truly walks and embraces what martial arts is within their martial arts tradition.
I like it. Great answer. I like it. All right. So we are going to move into what I call our lightning round here. So I got a few little questions for you as we head towards wrapping up our time for today. So the first question being, do you have a favorite technique?
If you had asked me a month ago, I would have probably said step behind sidekick, because I hate sidekicks, but that one just has like a good flow. Except that kick and I have been having some issues when it comes to board breaking. For some reason, I'm not executing it well, and it's making me angry. So, but I think now within my style, I have to answer those two separate things. Within my main style of Taekwondo, I think spinning hook kick. I think it
Nice.
took me forever to get, but when you get it right, it's very practical. It is nasty, but it's also very beautiful and poetic at the same time. Kind of like the street side of me. Because I grew up a tomboy, just beating up the kids in this, or fighting off the boys in the in the neighborhood, stuff like that. Part of me, I like that Muay Thai. I like knees and bows. I like forearms and knees and getting hood with it.
Yeah, no, I like it. That's one of the reasons why I train that as well. Although I haven't been to class as much as I should be, but that's that's what happens when you train 5 different arts. So
I can imagine.
Work on that.
It was hard enough.
But yeah, I'm right there with you on that. And then I don't have to in my Hapkido school. I don't have to start doing the breaking for until after I get my next belt. But I've broken boards and stuff before, and it's it's not as big a deal as I think some people want to think it is. But yeah, it can be a little trying and a little scary. Not used to breaking boards and concrete and bricks and things like that. And trying to think, I believe one of my guests was very nervous about having to do board break, and the teacher was just like, just break it. Like it's a board, it's a piece of concrete. Like just break it. Like stop making a big deal about it. Just do it. So
I know easier
like
said than done, but it's so true. The worst thing you can do to break a board is be scared of it. Like that's The easiest way to get hurt and the easiest way to fail is to be scared of the board.
Exactly. I like it. All right. Well, since we're on the board breaking, do you have a favorite break? And it doesn't
Oh,
necessarily have to be one that you are doing or have done or anything like that. Just in
okay.
general, is there any kind of break in particular that you're fond of?
Okay, so I was gonna say spinning sidekick because I crushed that one at my last promotion test, which was a big redeeming moment for me because that stupid step behind sidekick was making me look bad. That's one of my videos, and I had done it on my first try, and it also on my videos is my stupid step behind sidekick and how many times I failed. It's all there, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Um, but if we're not talking about a break I've done, flying sidekicks. I mean, I know it's cheesy. It's in every martial arts movie in the world, but there's a reason for it. It's so cool looking. A flying sidekick, especially if you're like jumping over people it's awesome. It's it's the coolest, man. It's in
Yeah.
every action movie for a reason.
I'm right there with you. Yeah, no, that's good stuff. So I like it. So that's right, boys and girls, get out there and do those flying sidekicks. So let's get to work on those. All right. So our next question is: do you have a favorite form or set or pumse or kata or whatever
Mm.
terminology that you use?
I think, I mean, of the ones that I've done, I really enjoyed, I really, really respected Chonji, which is it's a fairly low form, but it's just one of those ones where it's almost like good sushi. Like it's simplicity is almost what makes it beautiful, and it's easy to do, but it's hard to do at that really high level that makes it special. So I really, really enjoy that one. I just left behind, like I just promoted out of Dosan. That's the one I did in my tournament, which I really liked. Though the one I'm doing right now, Wanyo, is I'm excited for it, but right now I'm terrible. And it's intimidating me, but I'm looking forward to conquering that dragon.
Very nice. Yeah. No. Once again, like we said early on, it's all about putting in those reps, putting in that time, and yeah, we all start off terrible, but that's why we train, is so that we get better, and then next thing you know, you'll master that one, and you'll be on to the next one. So that's what it's all about. I like it. All right. Next question. Do you have a favorite weapon?
Yes, I'm gonna give you two. Bow. I know it's a very standard. It was my first weapon in Tang Sudo, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think you can do a ton with it. I also think it's really practical. Like, not to disparage my nunchucks, they're a lot of fun too. But if I'm ever in a dark alley, I might find a broom or a stick or a piece of pipe, something that might look like a bow. I'm probably not going to find anything that looks like nunchucks to defend myself. Um, and the other one is a bladed fan. Again, Karate Kid 2. I've been obsessed since I was 4. I really, really want to learn fan.
Very nice, very nice, very cool. I like that. I don't believe anyone's mentioned a fan before. So
No.
you are the first. So very good.
That's
And then
cool.
with the bow, I just recently heard someone mention that the bow, the staff, is the grandfather of all weapons. All the other weapons kind of generated from the bow. So yeah, that's a great answer, and I'm a big fan of the bow myself. That's kind of always been one of my go-tos. So I like it. All right. So then the next question is: if there's anyone that you could train with, living or dead, fictional or non-fictional, who would that be?
This is such a lame answer. Master Han from the new iterations of the Karate Kid. You know, the one that was with Jaden Smith, and then he just reprised his role with Ralph Macchio, and they did the new one together, Legends. That character, I mean, Jackie Chan anywhere, but especially as Mr. Han. Or Chuck Norris, because he's the one who put Tongsudo on the map. You know, God rest.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, no, that's a great answer. No, I'm with it. I like it. All right. Our final question here. What is something that always motivates you to train, and or what is something that you would like to put out there for others to motivate them to train? So I use the example of the movie Rocky IV, when he's out there running in the snow and chopping the wood and lifting the rocks and all that stuff like that, and the music's going. Anytime I see that scene, I'm ready to hit the mats and get to work. So, what is something like that for you, or something that you'd like to put out for others to motivate them?
Sure. I think I have an answer for each. For me, the answer has evolved. I mean, always there's the initial excitement, right, for everybody, and there are times where that wears down. So, what keeps you going? And it's the once upon a time it was strictly like for my kids. I had mentioned my father passing in early my taekwondo life. Or tang sudo life. I was only 23. My dad was only 49. I'm 44 now. I want to live a long, happy life for my kids. So anything that propels me forward to getting healthier and getting stronger and being a good example for them always keeps me going. But now the main thing is I have found I have skipped class and not regretted it. I've been, you know what? I skipped class, fine. I have skipped class and regretted it. I have gone to class and not regretted it. I have never once gone to class and left regretting that decision, ever. So now on those days where I really don't want to, I can just remind myself, like, you literally have never once regretted walking through those doors. You're not going to today either. So just suck it up and go.
Exactly.
The thing I would like to say to motivate other people to get them in is just that everybody, whatever insecurity you have, everybody has one, and plenty of people have yours. One of the wildest things to me is the number of people, especially women, especially my age, going, "Wow, Kerri, I wish I could do what you can do." Yes, you can. Are you kidding me? I've seen you. You will smoke me in 3 weeks. What do you mean? You will be doing circles around me in no time. The only difference is I'm too stubborn to listen to any of those voices that say I can't. I just have that oppositional defiance thing. Tell me I can't, and that's the quickest way to get me to do it. Tell me like if you tell me everybody's jumping off a bridge, that's not going to work. But if you say, "Kerri, you can't jump off that bridge," I might try it just to prove you wrong. So
I like it.
yeah, don't listen to any of those voices. That's the main thing. There's no matter what you're looking for to improve in your life, martial arts can bring it. You want to improve your cardio? Martial arts. You want to improve your strength? Martial arts. You want to improve your stamina, your flexibility, your mobility, your confidence. You want to increase your social circle. You want to learn how to speak up, because especially women, you've been taught to be quiet and meek your entire time. Well, you're literally supposed to get in there and yell and punching things and going, "Ha!" I can key up better than that, but I wasn't sure how it would go over the mic. Literally. That's the thing I'm known for, is I'm the one who yells. My key ups are.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no, we gotta make your voice heard, and yeah, it's important to get those key eyes out there, and let everyone know who's in charge here.
I mean,
Very
that
nice.
really matters. I know a lot of people, especially people outside of martial arts, kind of pick on us for our like, "Hi-ya!" But let me tell you, if you've ever been in a position where anybody's like trying to intimidate you, and you just yell in their face, they're gonna back up. It's actually a really important self-defense technique. One, it forces you to breathe. And anybody who's been in martial artists, you when you were a beginner, what was the one thing your instructor was constantly correcting you on, reminding you to breathe.
Exactly.
It forces you to breathe, and that it forces being able to be loud and be confident and assert yourself. That's like the first part of self-defense. They say step 1, don't be there. Step 2, look like somebody who isn't a target, and being able to get loud. People don't want that. People want to target quiet, small people, and martial arts naturally brings people out of that.
Exactly. Very,
Sorry.
very well said. No, very
Very
well
big
said.
soapbox of mine. I didn't mean to go on a rant.
No, that's perfect. I'm all about rants around here. So when it comes to martial arts and getting out there and being not being in your shell and shy, and no, it's part of being able to do these things when you need them is you fight as you train as you fight. So yeah, if
Absolutely.
you're too timid in the dojang, in the dojo, in the studio, whatever, you're not going to be able to do that in the streets and when you really need it in the real world. So gotta
Exactly.
practice it in the safe space before
Yes,
you get out in
exactly.
the danger zone. Very nice. I
Absolutely.
like it.
Yep, you've been training for ages, so I know you've probably seen that moment where students they lock in, that student who was super shy and super retired and super meek, and then just you see that thing click, and they literally come to the very next class a whole new student with this whole new presence and purpose. Like, that's thrilling.
Yeah, no, I agree. Very nice. I like it. All right. So we are at our final piece of business for our time today, and that is the shameless self promotion. So you can plug anything that you want, or if there's anything that we hadn't covered that you wanted to make sure to say, you now have the floor, and then we will close out from there.
All right, I will try to be fast. Can I plug somebody else? Is it only self-promotion?
Anything you want, anything you want to say that you can say it and take as little or as long as you want.
Okay, I'll try not to be too long. Don't ever tell me I can take as long as I want. First plug I want to do, another person who found me through that same video that you did. No, actually, it was from a different one. I think that's where she messaged me. I want to give a shout out to a company called Onna, ONNA Kimono. It is a female-owned company, and they make martial arts uniforms cut for women's bodies. I don't know if you've ever noticed this or not, but the traditional uniform, they're cut for men, especially the pants. They're super straight. They look like a gingerbread man. So they're not really meant for people who have curves. Again, it took me a whole year to get into a uniform and get to promote above white belt, and plenty of that was my size. But respectfully, I'll keep it PG at least. I got a booty. Oh, sorry. I've got and trust me, plenty of that was God given, not just some questionable dietary choices. So she reached out to me, said she makes uniforms specifically cut for women. She asked me if she could send me one. She did not ask me to promote or plug her in any way, but let me tell you, it fit like a dream. It was so beautiful, so comfortable. It really does meet a need for women. So if you are a woman who hates trying to squeeze yourself into a man's uniform, please check out Onna Kimono. It's for women by women, and I love that. The other promotion, I guess, you mentioned it earlier. Go watch Kitty Kai. It's on Discovery Plus. It's super cute. It actually introduces you to a few different styles of martial arts. It's a lot of fun. You see lots of different personalities. I think it's really a great way to kind of see what might appeal to you, not just in style, but also in like the energy of the class. You see several different teaching styles, and you might go like, I can relate to this teacher. This teacher connects with me. I feel like I would learn well from them. So it's and plus again, it has my school, and it has Master Ellison and the Ellison kids and Master Chung. So check them out. If you're in the southeastern Pennsylvania, Droog's MMA is where I train Muay Thai. They also have kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I already mentioned Alexson's Taekwondo Academy in Boyertown. If you liked my story and you want to join my ride, I am fatass.or.badass, fatass or badass with dots in the words. On Instagram, TikTok, I'm Kerri Fattie to Baddie. And last but not least, I want to say this. For anybody who is meeting opposition, because that's the one thing I found with that video that you found me. It was so funny. Everything was all supportive until I hit about 30,000 videos. And then that's when the trolls decided I was too big for my britches and they all started crawling out. And I really don't care. Like, honestly, almost all of them made me laugh. But the only like 2 comments that actually made me mad, and I won't give them more floor by speaking specifically about them, are ones where I could imagine somebody else reading that and them going, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't try this. Those were the ones that made me mad, where I thought maybe they could shut someone else down. So I just want to say, if you are reaching any type of pushback, any type of you shouldn't, you can't, unless that is coming from your personal doctor who knows your medical history, ignore them. Anybody who is doing anything worth anything is not interested in shutting people down. You know, what do they say? Chefs never tease people who want to cook. Athletes never tease people who want to exercise. Millionaires never tease people who want to start a business. Okay, so if anybody in your life is trying to make you feel small, it's because they're small and they're afraid that you're going to reach a height that they can't. So please ignore them. That is all my shameless plugging and promoting.
No, that's perfect. Very, very well said. Because of course, we all know that there is no negativity on the internet. So it's good that you've said that, and you've definitely been a inspirational motivator, and I know that my viewers, listeners are going to enjoy your story. So yes, I can't thank you enough for being on and taking the time to share your story and share your motivations, and we will definitely keep following what you're doing, and we'll definitely have you on again in the future, so we can get updates on your journey, and yeah, we'll find other rat holes to get onto. We'll talk some Kitty Kai, we'll talk some Karate Kid, and all that good stuff. So yes, once again, I thank you so much for being on, and you have an open invitation to be on anytime, and yeah, I think everyone's going to enjoy this, and I can't wait to share them with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is wild. This might be the most exciting thing in my martial arts career so far. It's wild that you thought my story was worth listening to. I'm truly humbled and honored. And last but not least, sorry, super quick, in case any of my instructors see this, I don't know why they would, but if they do, you're all the best, and I love you so much, and thank you. I would be nowhere without you. All right, I'm really done now.
Very nice. Very nice. No, I think they will be proud of what you're doing, and yeah, no, please share the. Once I get this together, I will let you know, but yeah, definitely share this with them, and I think they will be very, very proud of what you're doing. So yeah, keep up the good work, and we will close out for today. And once again, I thank you for being on and sharing your story.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much.